I think we are live.
Are we live?
I think we're live.
66 people.
How do we
already
even know?
there.
How do we even know if we're live?
Well, you're live on Discord.
Hello, friends. Can you hear us?
What's up? I guess. Yeah. Hey, Cryptocito's here.
Welcome to the Clawback.
We got Coney Daddy here. I'm here. Kevin Barry. You probably heard my voice this morning on updates, or you didn't because Amazon crashed or
Kevin,
AWS.
I think you need to update your profile pic. You're so clean shaven, and now you have a fairly large beard. I think it's kind of a misnomer.
That was
if I'm
definitely
completely honest.
pre-pandemic. That good point, Coney. I do have to update my profile pic. I now look like Rip Van Winkle.
I love it.
Cryptocito, are you here from Deutschland? Where are you at?
I'm here from Portugal.
Oh, nice.
Sagra's in the house. Yes.
Yeah, I'm hearing some feedback or an echo. Maybe hold on a second. Let me, you know what it is? I know exactly what it is.
But yeah, I'm still in Portugal. Yeah. But Portugal is lonely now that all the cosmonauts are gone. So
I'm ready to move there. I need to give up my citizenship to move there and not pay taxes. How does that work? Someone in this chat knows. Someone's already done
someone
it.
Told me. I'm looking now, folks, at the trying to make sure that I'm on the right place with the Discord, so I can see.
Yeah, we also have to see the Facebook thing because we just notified me that the key is wrong.
This is the Clawback party. Welcome to the party. We are just getting it kicked off. Just give us a couple secs to get our
to figure out our lives
selves in order. So don't mind this chitter chatter. Just hang tight. We're gonna kick this off proper. I'm finding all these windows and stuff. Let's see. Okay, I see a lot of people on the Discord in the lounge.
It's like it's our first live stream.
Oh, boom. Got it. Awesome. Oh, my gosh. I see Alice. I see Baby Bok Choi, Bad Kitty, Burr, Chivas, Claire.
Alice is there. Is Bob there?
Dan. Great to see you, Dan. Daredevil. Thank you for being here. I'm not going to read every name because you guys, y'all can read. But thanks, everybody. I don't what's the head count we have it on in Discord. I'm learning how to see that. Well, somebody will count the numbers and we'll find out. I'm going to turn on. Oh, okay, cool. Now I can see my face in two places, which is too much, man. There's only so many times you can look at your own face. So we are we're gonna talk about the. Can anyone report back as to whether or not the Facebook and the YouTube are live?
Awesome. Yeah, people on YouTube are here. Yeah, boy.
We're live, baby. Welcome to the Clawback. The Clawback.
Okay, awesome. Now I see the no mic chat. Oh, Clawback party. Okay, it's live. Yeah. It's live on
we
YouTube.
Get to see we have to see all the messages. Let's go.
Rafa Chan is in the house. Crypto Chuck here.
Discord just the no mic channel because it was coming through my speakers and didn't sound very good.
Gotcha. Okay,
so on Discord, we just got the live feed there.
Audio thumbs up. Let's go. Nice.
All right.
Yes, we
welcome to the Clawback.
Oh, cool.
Should we just start talking about
welcome to the Clawback party, everybody.
What is the Clawback? Well, what even is the Clawback? It's the opposite.
That's a good question. So yeah, this is the Osmosis Clawback party that we've all been hyping everybody about. We're here to celebrate the clawing back of. Well, we don't know exactly what the quantity is. It's circa 30 million Osmo and 16 to 17,000 ions. Cheers to that. I'm actually drinking liquidity.
Cheers.
To the Clawback.
Oh, that's
I've never been so excited for the opposite of an airdrop. Normally it's airdrop season, and we're very excited for airdrop season. All that money flowing into our wallets.
It's a reverse. It's a ground suction. It's a sucking the liquidity back into the ground.
Is the Clawback kind of similar to like you tip somebody and you do the whole like George Costanza where maybe the barista turned around and they didn't see you put your tip into the tip jar, so you're trying to remove the tip because it didn't really mean anything and no one interacted with it. You didn't get that gratification for the tip. I feel like that's kind of what's happening here. Like the people didn't see it in there. They didn't see the Osmo go into their wallet. They're not aware of it. So now we're just kind of kindly removing it.
And they had 6 months time to claim it. I mean,
that's a long time.
Right?
I mean, most baristas empty the tip jar, I feel like, daily, or at least at the end of their shifts. So yeah,
I think you guys just framed it perfectly. It's like you tried to give somebody a tip for good service, waited 6 months, came back to the restaurant, it was still on the table. You're like, look, bro, at this point, we're taking it back, putting it back in the wallet. It's really disrespectful to leave this game.
Is there a way that we can see? Someone has to know how. Someone much smarter than me. Can we know what is the biggest wallet? What is the biggest individual clawback?
I mean,
someone has to have a fat stack that they're just not aware of, right?
Oh, that's a very good question. I mean, I guess we have to get somebody on MintScan to start just checking wallets, or I don't even know how, when the clawback works. It's like, is it like one big like Dr. Claw that's just like and takes them all back at once, or is it like a bunch of is it just a bunch of little claws that's clawing back all these dust?
I feel like it's a bunch of little tiny claws. Isn't it a bunch of little tiny transactions? I would assume.
I think it was also capped, right? There was a well cap, so that a single wallet wouldn't get.
Oh, so there'd be a bunch of large wallets that probably all have the exact same maximum.
Probably,
amount.
Yeah. I guess.
All right. What wisdom there with from CryptoCito understands whale caps. That's very.
Josh
is
reverse
in the osmosis.
It's okay, Josh Lee.
Josh is here.
Josh? I don't know if that's the real Josh.
We're getting trolled by the one of the core devs. Yes, it's reverse.
If you're the real Josh, then please leave a comment and hit up the like button. Wow, we got more than 100 people right now here on YouTube.
That's awesome. I'm very psyched to see that. I see what looks like it looks like hundreds on Discord, and we'll have to get somebody else to report back on Facebook because there's only so many platforms a man can look at one time.
We know what clawback is. We know that we're taking back the airdropped funds that nobody touched because they weren't grateful for them. Or I'm not sure why they didn't. You know what I mean? Well,
oh my gosh, you guys see this from Sonny says that Paradigm never claimed their airdrop, so they might be the biggest.
I don't even know who that is. Can someone tell me who that is?
I think Paradigm led the investment round for 21 million for Osmosis.
Yeah, so Paradigm.
Wait, what? How did they not claim the airdrop then?
I mean, dude, you got to show up.
Someone getting fired there?
They're giving back to the community, I guess.
Yeah, maybe that's part of the gift of their investment.
Paradigm, right?
They're giving it back to the community. Thank you to Paradigm for not claiming. Paradigm. Generally, I would say claim your airdrop. But if you're a gigantoid whale and you don't claim it, thank you for giving it back to the community.
This is like the opposite of a stimulus check. It's kind of a stimulus check for people that have money already, though, like that have Osmo already. This is a strange phenomenon. Does this exist in any other world other than the crypto world, where money is handed out more or less and then retracted?
It's silly.
It's silly. It's not. Here's the thing. This is one thing I would like to say. I hope no one don't fire anyone at Paradigm for this, please.
Don't fire anyone at Paradigm.
There's no reason. This is a cause for celebration, and I would just say that, like, you know, there've been a lot of drama, a lot of intense, heated debates about what we should do with this huge chunk of crypto being brought back in the community pool. And one thing I would say is that it was intended as an airdrop, not just to like give a handout to cool people. The idea was that it would attract millions more traders and investors and people to use the DEX so we can grow it to $1 billion, dollars in daily trading value or daily transactions, or 1 billion users, enough that we can scale. And like, it looks like, I don't know, 30 odd million wallets and people just like didn't show up. They abandoned their dust wallets. And so if we were just to give the money directly back to the community that's already invested, that loves the platform, that's cool, but it doesn't bring in that extra 30 million users that it was supposed to. We don't get them. It's like, look at a theater and there's like 30 million empty seats. we can give ourselves the money from their tickets, but we need to fill those damn seats. So that's kind of what this is about. It's like we're putting it back in the pot so we can now figure out ways to be like, how can we make Osmosis so badass that it's undeniable to degens on ETH or elsewhere to just come over here and start FOMOing into our liquidity pools and staking. That's what our challenge is now. It's like now we have to strategically use these funds to attract new users and to make Osmosis like organically so dope that it's unbeatable.
Yeah. And I think it has also been communicated from the very beginning that, you know, there's a 6-month period that people can claim their airdrop, and it decays, it goes down over time, right? I think it started a few months ago that it would dilute. So, yeah, I mean, I received so many messages from people that were like, man, this is the greatest product of all time. This is the airdrop itself, you know, for some people meant 3 months worth of salary. So just to read that and see that, you know, people that are active make this life-changing, you know, money and then put that to work for you, get familiar with the product. That's beautiful, right? And I think Sunny, the whole team, you guys, Josh, everybody who has been involved early on and who built this, we got to say big thank you to all of you, you know, for making this. It's the best kept. I still say it. I said this months ago. I still say it now. Osmosis is the best kept secret in crypto, even though it's now, you know, 60,000 monthly active wallets. But still, I don't get why it's not, you know, much more, you know, on everyone's map. So yeah, I'm a huge fan, man. Like it's unbelievable. it's amazing.
When do we move past secret status? How many wallets need to be active until it's not a secret?
I don't know, man.
We need to set a target.
Yeah,
probably. Let's say when we enter, probably when we cross 100K wallets, and when we cross like active, monthly active, and when we cross maybe the top 20, you know, in market cap, then it's like, okay, people know about it, right? Because it's still on page 2. Osmosis is still on page 2 on CoinGecko. That's crazy. It doesn't belong
not
there.
On my page, because I list the top 25.
Well, yesterday, was it at what, $75 million per Osmo, something like that? With a glitch on CoinMarketCap?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even catch the glitch. I saw a glitch where they were saying a single tether was worth $14 million. That was a glitch. But I do want to say to just echo Dojamos, happy reverse osmosis day, Osmonauts. I think it's earned. I think that I also thank all the devs, Sunny, Josh. I know Dave is here. Like, just for conceiving of this project and doing the airdrop the way that Cryptocito was explaining, laying the whole kind of rough vision out, and having like a clear plan with this 6-month decay for the airdrop. Like, we're giving you a chance. Show up, use the DEX. If you don't, just like Coney Daddy said in the promo, you snooze.
Oh, that was for me. If you snooze, you lose.
Exactly. That's all. It's not that complicated. Like, if you snoozed for 6 months, I mean, get in now. It's still not too late. Like, wag me.
So, to be completely fair, if this all went down in like a bear market when like no one was paying attention to you, crypto, I feel like there might be more of an excuse. But shit was popping.
Yeah,
shit was hot.
Yeah.
No. So, by the way, we had a lot of comments regarding the music, but I think it's fixed now. So we've been working on this simultaneously. So I hope everybody can hear us loud and clear now. We have 150 people here on YouTube alone.
Awesome.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Welcome YouTube audience. Welcome everybody from Discord. I think we've kind of talked quite a bit about the clawback. I think we framed it properly. We are going to find out what the grand total is of Osmo and Ion clawed back into that community pool wallet. Somebody's going to get that information to us, and then we're going to figure out throughout the course of the next 30-40 minutes the three community members who guessed the closest to that USD value of that, whatever that the pot of the community pool finally is. So we do have 3 t-shirts. I don't know if you're seeing this. Eddie, can you show us the back of the t-shirt? Shout out to Eddie Dynamic.
Oh, let me put up the name tags.
Yeah, please. Osmosis. If y'all didn't know, oh, nice. Beautiful. That's our Wasmo. It looks like a Wasmo NFT.
It's like a Wasmo Punk.
Wasmo Punk. We made the Eddie, and I think in concert with the marketing DAO, created these T-shirts for DecentralCon in Miami, which we were all at. Which Eddie and I and Sonny and a bunch of members of the community support DAO and the marketing DAO, we attended and had this dope booth. You can see Wasmo in the background of Eddie's screen. Eddie, can you swivel for a second so we can see this huge? You guys probably saw some photos from Miami where we had a huge Wasmo cutout, and we were shaking hands and kissing babies and explaining Osmosis. I mean, there was no actual kissing because whatever.
No, because
it's so great to see that my dad is famous. It's awesome. It's amazing.
I mean, your dad is famous.
I'm so proud of him.
There's a whole bloodline going here. We got Wasmo, Cryptocito's dad. We got Cryptocito, Coney Daddy's dad. It's really it's all here. So we had a great time in Miami, and like these T-shirts came from that. How many did we hand out to investors and potential partners?
About 190.
Whoa.
Huh. 190. Okay, well, somebody says I'm deafened on
like 10 left at the end of the day.
So it was 190 is a lot, and there was a ton more people that wanted T-shirts. So I think we have one medium, one large, one medium, one small T-shirt that we're going to hand out or send out to an Osmonaut who gets involved on Discord here. We're going to ask people if anybody wants to do give a shout out or a toast to somebody in the Osmosis community who helped you out, maybe to somebody that tipped you off to Osmosis. We'd like to bring an Osmonaut on stage. We also are at any point ready to bring Sonny and Ethan on to talk about an exciting project that would tap the community pool at any point. So please let us know when you're ready, Sonny. But in the meantime, if somebody wants to step up, Robo, so one of our admins on Discord is going to help us get you on the mic on Discord, and we can, if anybody has something they want to say to thank a dev, thank an Osmonaut, thank somebody for helping them out, please step up.
Like this is Thanksgiving. We're talking about who we're thankful for.
Yeah, this is the
moment.
Thankful
for my Osmonaut family. I'm thankful for all the weird people on Twitter that I've met. Look at all my international friends.
All right, and if nobody wants to step up, I understand, because obviously it's crypto. No one wants the world to know their face or voice. But
I think we have. I just heard we have a very. We have a very a cosmonaut that wants to join.
Oh, we do.
Maybe we can. Yeah, we can bring him on. I don't know if you know him. Hello.
Okay. Oh, hey.
Hello.
Oh.
Hi.
Wow, this is a OG cosmonaut.
The man, the myth,
yes.
the legend.
What's up, Sonny? Welcome.
Hey,
what's up? How are you?
Doing great.
Where's that echo coming from?
If somebody hears an echo, turn off your headphone like icon on Discord, probably on the lower left.
You have such a good still shot. You're just like.
I'm trying. You know what I mean? I wanted people.
Is
to
that
see
better?
Me
I don't hear an echo now.
I hear no echo. I think we're good. Cool.
I think it might be because I had the YouTube open as well.
Yes, having the multiple playback stuff. What's up, Sonny? Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. This is exciting. I mean, today's the Clawback day, but I think what's also interesting, it's also like the 6-month anniversary of Osmosis, which was like technically not really, because actually the Clawback, we hard coded months as 30 days in the code. So technically the 6-month anniversary is in 3 days, but like,
close enough.
What is it called? Like banker's calendar or something, or an accounting calendar where it's like
we're on crypto time.
Yeah. So but it's pretty cool that here we are like 6 months in. It feels like it kind of crazy that it doesn't feel like it's been 6 months. It feels like
longer
it's been
than
like
6 months.
2 or 3. It feels shorter than 6 months to me. I'm like, what?
Depending on the day, some days it feels like it's been 6 years, and some days it feels like it's been 6 days.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
yeah, it's
like it's gone by very fast. I have to say, the growth and like the explosion of Osmosis, to me, I feel like that feels super fast, and exciting. Although you guys have been grinding so hard and like building this thing with your heads down. I salute you.
Thank you. Yeah.
And can you believe it's only been 5 weeks since we were all in Lisbon? It's like 5 weeks.
Yeah, see, now
That's
feels
crazy.
forever. That feels like so long ago. It's like, wow, that was weeks ago.
Yeah, so like it feels like it's grown super quickly, but then the milestones like the Cosmoverse, the superfluid staking presentation with you as Goku, like that feels like it was like a long time ago. Like the you know, like those points seem like they're like huge momentous historical events now, and it just happened, you know, whatever, weeks ago.
Yeah, I think first of all, that was just really hilarious. There was a comment that said Despacito brought me to Cryptocito.
Yeah.
If that's true, that is hilarious. That is like, I think, the best way anyone's ever gotten onboarded into Cosmos before. So thank you, Cito, for choosing a great YouTube channel name, I guess.
Yeah, thanks. No, it's amazing. I mean, I lived in Latin America for a while, and there they only say, you know, they like when they speak, they just add Cito, Cita in the ending to make it sound more, you know, it's just a slang. So one day I just woke up and like, if I ever make a YouTube channel, I will call it Cryptocito. That's easy to remember, right? So
I'm in Puerto Rico right now, actually a few blocks away from where the Despacito music video was recorded. So
nice. You're in the heart of the reggaeton capital, second capital actually. The first one is Medellin. Yeah. But and you're also, so did you meet Peter Schiff yet? I think he's also in Puerto Rico, right?
I have not yet. I've not met Peter Schiff. There's a lot of crypto people in Puerto Rico, surprisingly. A lot of, I mean, obviously partially for tax reasons and stuff, but yeah, so I just have a lot of friends who are here, so I decided to come visit them for a week or two. But like, because of the upgrade, I don't think I actually got to meet anyone yet, because we've just been sitting in our like office, you know, we found a co-working space, and we've been like just working for the last like week. But now after like the upgrade and the Clawback, I'm gonna go finally see some friends today.
How was it to travel into Puerto Rico? Is it COVID-wise? Is it possible, easy, or
it's easy? It's not that. I mean, if it's within the U.S., it's you have to have a COVID test or a vaccination.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm looking for a new home from January.
Oh wow!
Yeah. It's getting too cold here in Lisbon. I don't like it.
Digital, digital nomads right here.
I mean, so when everybody was in Lisbon, Lisbon was the hottest place, right? Like you had a whole month of events: ETH Lisbon, LisCon, Solana, Breakpoint, Cosmoverse, right? But now everyone's gone, and it's like, yeah, you know, it's just basically a tourist city and not much going on in terms of crypto. It's still a great city, but also it's getting cold here and everything, so I'm probably gonna move.
I guess, yeah, you got to chase that APY, man.
Still shy.
I go wherever it's comfortable to be in this osmosis time, in the epoch time, so that I can wake up and claim right away and do my things and apply my strategies, because I don't want it to be at night or some weird time. So I have to plan around that.
Wait, you guys have strategies? I thought we just bought things and held things just until the end of time. I don't understand.
You compound things. That's what you do.
Yes, compound.
You provide liquidity, you stake, you know, like you diversify. That's what you do.
Indeed. So I know that that we have in I don't know 5 minutes or so we're hoping to announce the third place winner of this guess how many jelly beans are in the jar competition. But we are still waiting for the numbers and stuff. So until that happens, this may just be we may have to just you know, stretch a little bit for time, and we'll come towards closer to the end of the hour that we'll announce that. But in the meantime, Sonny, there is some exciting prospects on the horizon for ways we may be tasked to invest the community pool, things that we can start thinking about. Is that something you want to dive into? Is Ethan going to join us, or you want to do it? Yeah,
I think Ethan will be able to join us. But
okay.
So one thing we can bring him in. But yeah, so one thing is,
hey, what's up, Ethan?
Hey,
Welcome.
Ethan, you want to maybe give an intro for anyone who doesn't know you yet?
Yeah, we should definitely. If you could let us know your sort of bona fides, or kind of what have you been up to in the crypto space? Because I hear it's not nothing.
yeah. One of the Cosmos OGs, I guess. So first of all, Crypto Cito, thank you for Lisbon. You were talking about earlier, listening to you guys. It's amazing. That was an amazing conference, and yeah, it's like a world changer. Like just seeing everyone, like all the ideas and collaborations, and this whole idea here. Seeing with Sunny down there, and Chango grabbed me, and then we sit down with her, and then Sunny and some other people. It was like, just popping. It's just awesome place to
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, and also the whole Corfia team and everybody that came. Was really an honor to meet you guys, and just I said this repeatedly. Like, our goal was just to get you guys in one room, lock the doors, and then you guys talk. Right, that was our goal. So I guess mission accomplished in that sense.
Definitely worked well.
Awesome.
Yeah, lots of connections there. So basically, I guess I got into Cosmos. Well, I started working on Cosmos January 2017. I kind of came in. I heard about Tendermint, thought it was an amazing thing. I started trying to build my own blockchain back in 2016. Learned Go and was like, I'm going to build a blockchain. Found like on the bugs in Tendermint RPC and started like making PRs on it. And then they said, hey, who are you? What are you doing here? Come work for us. I'm like, okay. So yeah, it was cool stuff. And Jay and Ethan, I met them in Switzerland like in November. They told me about IBC, and I was like, this is so much more even cooler than even just Tendermint. This is like amazing. Let's build IBC. And so I was sold. I was totally sold on the Cosmos vision.
You were the first engineer who like joined, right?
Besides the founders, yeah. So
what?
Wow.
Yeah, there's Ethan Buckman and Jay were there. They're definitely engineers. There was, I guess, Dustin who left, and Peng was there before me. And
wait, so are you telling me out of the first 3 engineers, 2 of them are named Ethan? Is that
exactly
correct?
Small
world.
We never had another Ethan. It was like this amazing thing. We're like, wait, Ethan. I've never had another Ethan in my job before. And so we had this battle of Titans for a bit, and we eventually broke back down. And I took Fry, and he was Bucky. So we were like,
Gotcha. Fry and Bucky are great nicknames. You guys got lucky on that.
It's true.
Ethan 1 and Ethan 2, not cool.
No, not at all. Ethan F or something? No, it's Fry and Bucky.
Yeah. You don't want to be Ethan F. Okay, that's so you're one of the OG engineers working on IBC, and the first engineer brought on in addition to the co-founders. So like, can you give us some dirt on them?
The geniuses. I'll tell you about the geniuses. That's honestly. Yeah, I think management was definitely a struggle the first year because these are people that are like amazing coders, amazing developers, but like then suddenly you get a bunch of millions and a whole team of like 20 people. You're like, what are you doing here? How do we organize this? We're like 17 time zones. How the hell? So I think there's definitely a lot of growing pains going on there in 2017, everywhere. But I mean,
I feel like I don't want to stop your flow here, but like that point that you made of like getting a bunch of super geniuses in the room and trying to have them like work together, like to me, one of the biggest challenges, in addition to all of the tech and the tokenomics and like the structuring of like good protocol, is that can we as people not kill each other? Can we like come together? Can we come to consensus in like DAOs and DeFi organizations? In our communities, like to me, those are the 2 pieces. Can we get the DeFi part, the Fi part correct? And the finance, can we get the decentralized people part? If we can get those 2 together, I don't know what this is. Here's the church, there's the steeple, whatever the hell. But this is it. This is the 2 hands like crushing the man.
I love that one. Totally. I mean, I think governance is key, and it's not just on-chain governance, voting and protocol and quorums. And I think most of them did a great job with Commonwealth. It seems like actually a nice forum. It's being used. The discussion there is great. Like, it's not just having the tool, but having the community that actually uses it. So I think I'm very happy seeing that one out there. And a lot of discussion we had in 2017 is how to make good governance for discussion, community discussion, how to keep good discussions there. I think it's really important. But that's just the chain itself. And in the team at even much higher level. So it's one thing to have a community that has high level discussions. And some people posted some like Olympus DAO ones where they talk like just like like bad things, like killing people for basically, I don't know, like for spam proposals. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So
wait, hold on. You have to pause for 1 second. Someone proposing an Olympus DAO taking a hit out on someone?
It was not. Yeah, I think I should. I don't know. I get good for. It's not suitable for work, I should say. But definitely, bodily damage to people for posting spam proposals.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's how pissed off people get about spam. We got into a bit of a fracas because we were gonna, burn somebody's deposit. We weren't gonna burn somebody. We were gonna burn somebody's arm. But no. Crazy. That's crazy. So
I like the community vibe here at Osmosis. Nicer place to be and discuss stuff. So
that's the dream.
Yeah, but I mean, I think working together has been a hard thing, and something, I work with groups and work in normal companies. You have the Scrum, and you have some organized. How do you organize? How do you have? What autonomy do you have as devs? What do you have here? Even normal companies, like what level of design, what level of control do you have, and like how much you have to listen to the market. And so I was amazed, like, hey, we have no demand. You have lots of money, we do lots of cool stuff, and then it's like almost too much freedom, right? So like you need some freedom, and you need some limits, and then you need to figure out how to coordinate those limits for the creation. So I think it's very interesting question. It's a very hard question. It's a social question, and so all of these discussions I've seen have been really about the game theory, the economics, these things for a long time. And I think even Vitalik has a great DGov article in August. It was August, September, August maybe. It was a great article. Nothing really new, but I think it was a great summary of all these problems out there in this space. And like it's from Vitalik, so everyone reads it. It was like, great, everyone listens to this stuff. There's problems. And it's not just his points of like how you can game and bribe people, but I think actually having the human element and the social element, which is like, cannot be written down and defined in math. And it's hard to deal with. And it is a hard problem. So I think that's a great one. And I think, again, I said, having active community, having nice people talking together, sharing ideas and like working together and stuff, like a hard problem to do. I think it's totally the hard part. And when you get there, I've been very, very happy with Unfeel. We pulled out a lot of great people together and have a nice vibe together, and like we're happy building. So it's just nice to see it. And I feel happy when I can build these people.
And I want to add one thing to the Commonwealth, because I think most people are not really familiar with it. So what's happening is that in most cases, before a major proposal goes on chain, you have a forum basically on Commonwealth where you discuss those things. Maybe you can refine it. You can ask also the community. And I think we also did that with Cosmoverse, with the Cosmoverse proposal. And it was great. I didn't expect that, right? A lot of people came back and said, hey, this is great, but maybe you can add these things. Daniela gave us a lot of feedback, so we acted upon that. And I think for every Osmonaut out there who is interested in a longevity and long-term success of Osmosis, it makes sense to like get active there and read those things, at least be aware, right? Because later then you can't cry if something doesn't go the way you want it. So I think that's really important. I think it's gov.osmosis.zone. So visit that site, read through the proposals, read through ideas, maybe come up with own ideas. There's so much. And honestly, the Osmosis governance it's nuts, right? We just crossed 100 proposals in 6 months. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. So community is more than active.
If you have an applause sound effect, use it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got one. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey.
Ethan, Sunny, has this past year, as 2021, has this been your just most exciting year to work in blockchain? Just because you guys have been working on all these protocols and you've been seeing them just like come to life in this past year? I just feel like this has been a climax.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's tied between this and 2018. I think 2018 was also a very fun year because 2018 was just like, that was just like this like grind year of like working towards launching the Cosmos Hub. And like then after the launch of the hub, there was a little bit of a lull in 2019, and then 2020 COVID and stuff. But 2021, it was like, I guess like Osmosis sort of started at the beginning of this year in January, and so I think 2021 was also a great year.
A hot year, a solid year. What's our next milestone? What is our next big thing we're looking forward to, or do we not even know?
Yeah. So, okay, one.
Head shaving. That's what we're looking for.
Hey, I wanted to bring this up because this is still open, right? Your hair has never been at risk, I guess. Is this the first time
on the table?
No. So I actually already shaved my head bald last year during COVID, like right when COVID started, because I was like, I wonder what it looks like. So let me do it now while no one will ever see me like this. And I have confirmed that it doesn't look good. So that's why that's more incentive for me to not make sure I don't have to do it.
Do we have some photos? Do we have photos from that time period?
We'll see how. We'll see how there are pictures, but we'll see what.
If it's not on the blockchain, it never happened. So I think.
I wonder if we could, if we got really creative about the what's it called, the no with veto option. Maybe we could add a shave your head if vetoed. Give people some other options than burning their tokens if they're willing to go another path. Maybe that's how you can get the deposit
back, right? Like you lose the deposit, or you have to submit a photo of you with your shaved head. Maybe it's
some kind of public humiliation that's not permanent.
But then you'll have some guys that are already bald just submitting a bunch of
stuff. Yeah, I mean, just spam proposals. That's what this is going to look like.
Do you think they'll just hire like a fall guy? Like if I want to do a proposal, I'll just find a guy that's already bald. And
someone will
give him half the deposit amount.
Someone will game the system if all you have to do is shave your head for a spam proposal. We don't want to go there. So, okay. So to get back onto this, Ethan, Confio, and Osmosis, this work coming together of a smart contract integration with Osmosis, something that Sunny has been teasing and talking about on updates from the lab for a week now, I think, about how awesome and also time critical it is, because it just opens up a lot of options from that I'm hoping you guys can paint us a picture for that.
Maybe I'll start here and then Sunny can jump in. But I think it's awesome. I started talking to him actually in Lisbon because I realized we're looking at building CosmWasm protocols. We built CosmWasm. It's basically 1.0 now. I'm super happy to see out there. It's being launched everywhere. It's like the last 2 years of work is coming out there. It's amazing. So now we're like really focusing on like the app level, like looking at app level. We said, hey, you want to build some protocols? If you want to build protocols, what you need a DEX. So I actually came to him in Lisbon saying, hey, I'd like to expose your DEX over IBC. So people on other chains can just, why make another DEX? You don't need to fight with that DEX to have an awesome DEX. Let's just put everyone uses Osmo DEXs. And we just, if you need a DEX from another chain, your contract can use Osmosis. And then it came into a little smart contract. Hey, maybe we'll CosmWasm with IBC. Hey, maybe we'll more. And it's really snowballed from there, our discussion at least. And I think it's amazing because I think it's like this primitive for all of DeFi needs a good DEX. Right? Like without price feeds, without being able to swap your tokens, without being able to do something with them, hey, I can lock my tokens, but if I can't trade them, it's like kind of useless. So I think the integration is great. And so I was actually talking about like, some CosmWasm chain and Osmosis talking to each other over IBC, but like actually sticking them together is amazing. And the use of, I don't know if you know what like CosmWasm technically, but there's this generic platform of a bunch of things. So if you use the generic rules, you can use any chain. Your contract works on any chain. You can work staking, you can use bank, you can talk to other contracts. You can send IBC tokens, right? But a chain can also have custom messages. So you can opt in to this chain's custom messages. And that means you could have custom messages to use the DEX, to stake in the DEX, your liquidity tokens, right? Anything else you want in there, to read price feeds from a DEX, right? You can other stuff like that. And they can say, okay, so if you want to build one, which is an Osmo-specific contract, we expose this whole list of things. You can turn your CW20 token into native token, right? Like these ideas that Sunny pushed me like a year ago, I think. So I think these are great ideas. And you say, okay, cool. If you're on Osmosis, you can use all these features too. And you have like these superpowers you can use. And, if you don't want them, you can go somewhere else. That's fine. But I think really that tight DEX integration where the contracts and DEXs go back and forth without knowing anything. and you trade you can mint your tokens and put them on the DEX, and the DEX can then be used, and they can trade stuff on the DEX. It's like, I think it's a really awesome idea.
I don't want to touch on one thing, which is that, I mean, Sonny, you can confirm this, but Ethan, you were part of the team that basically created CosmWasm. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, I basically built it. So I sat with, we did a hackathon it was a really cool crowd. This is in June 2019. Aaron from Regen, who's now leading SDK development. Gehan from Althea, who's leading like Gravity Bridge development. Shane from Stargaze, who is doing, Stargaze now, I guess. The NFT platform on CosmWasm now. He's a super stoked in CosmWasm. And Peter from Wallet Connect. So it's like this crazy group of people. And we built like the first, Aaron and them were building this groups module. And I sat with Yehan and we built out the CosmWasm contracts and demoed them like totally insecure, right? We uploaded huge contracts, all kinds of attack vectors on it. But like we actually uploaded a Wasm contract on a chain in 2 days. And from that got first grant and said, hey, guys, let's build this. Everyone's too busy. Other jobs. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'll just pay myself on this grant and build it. And I was pretty lonely for a while. Simon jumped in volunteer in like January 2020. And then actually got some funding like in May 2020, other funding for that first initial grant. But then we kind of started building a team up. But the first, basically June 2019 until May, June 2020 is pretty much lonely, me. And then it's really grown into a nice team now.
Wait, hold on.
Well, thank you for giving us smart contracts in Cosmos. I mean, you know, Juno, there's other platforms that are many people are using the software that you've created that's open source. It's a huge gift really to the ecosystem as I see it. So, and I don't know when I'll stop, but like when Sonny mentioned that you basically not single-handedly, but like we're part of the core, workers on constructing this smart contracting platform, and said like maybe this would be a good thing to send some of the community pool to you guys to do this custom integration. I was like, I can't think of a better person to do it than the one who helped invent CosmWasm. Like, it's a huge win. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We have people in the chat asking if Coney is live or if it's just a recording.
I'm live, baby.
Are you
natural?
Are you a simulation?
I didn't want to. This is just how I am to the world, and I'm not prepared to alter that or change that. This is what my picture frame actually is, and my signs. They're not IBC flags, and they're not photo. It's not actually him. Please don't tell everybody else.
No,
all right?
that's a lie.
No, this is a simulation.
Coney's lying.
I know I know the real Coney Daddy has Cryptocito's portrait on his wall.
Yeah,
I know. Exactly. No, I have.
We just lost him.
Up here on the wall.
Oh, here we go.
But hold on, one thing I want to bring up too, Mr. Fry. Was the basis of CosmWasm, was that incepted? Was that made in 2 days? You said it was made in 2 days at a hackathon? 48 hours?
Did not sleep much. I learned.
What do you guys do at these hackathons? I still haven't been to a hackathon. I'm assuming it's like caffeine, drugs, uppers. You plug yourself into the matrix. You just go ham for 48 hours until you just can't go any further, and then you sleep for a month. That's what I imagine.
It's like pounding Mountain Dew, Code Red, and then what's that stuff that has bull testosterone in it? Red Bull.
Red Bull.
And then we're in Berlin. There's something called Club Mate.
Typing on a keyboard like really fast.
Wait, what do they have in Berlin?
Club Mate. Club Mate.
Club Mate?
They call it Club Mate in English, but it's Club Mate. It's mate tea. Basically, it's if you know yerba mate tea.
Yeah.
We have that super extract of that plus high caffeine and sugar in the sparkling.
Wait, is Club Mate caffeinated?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Sonny's been having it.
Yo, that makes sense. That explains my weird sleep.
Sonny didn't realize he's mainlining caffeine.
It's everything. Yeah.
I did not notice that.
You thought that was just sparkling water?
Is it like Club Mate, like like
yeah?
Because
that's what you do.
It actually is.
A typical thing, like if you go clubbing in Germany, like is turbo mate is another one. There, you basically drink this thing. You put like 2 or 3 shots of vodka inside of it. And you have this shot, and you're up if you're not doing hard drugs, you can pretty stay up to like 5, 6 in the morning easily just on, you know, vodka and clamato.
This kind of sounds like a hard drug. I mean, it sounds like it's up there.
It's like close you get legally, I think.
It sounds like Sonny thought it was club soda, which is
all right. So just to recap, when we do a hackathon, we do soft drugs. We code for as long as possible on soft drugs to make software. That makes sense. Soft drugs, software. I get it now.
You can't lose your mind. You have to stay focused.
Like a laser. I get it. I understand now. This is all making sense. I can't wait for my first hackathon. It's going to be 48 hours. I'm going to have Hello World up there, and I'm going to be lit. I'm going to love everything.
So we tried like 2 or 3 different packages trying to get like WASM contracts running in it, get Hello World compiled back and forth, and like it was funny. Like we finally got one that worked, and we couldn't do docs on it. And I said with Yehan did a lot of work with me. And he was like, new Rust. I didn't know Rust. I'd like done a Rust tutorial once. And like at some point, we couldn't even figure out how to like copy memory back and forth. I'm like, how do you allocate? I don't know. I'll statically allocate like a 5 kilobyte buffer and write to it. I'm like using C knowledge from like university, like really, really ugly, like low level embedded programming C knowledge. I'm like, I have no clue how it is working, and somehow got it working, right? And then yeah, like this is ugly, but it works somehow. I don't know. And it left it like 6 hours, and he like, I cleaned it up. It works now. Everything's clean. It's like it actually looks like code. It looks like Rust. It's not like, so it was an amazing job. Like I was like just like forcing and doing all the Go stuff, and he basically said, no, let's make it actually Rust. And yeah, so I kind of got up the next day on the second day after a 2-hour nap or something, and then started just, you know, working the Go side. Nap. Yeah, I like, okay, contract compiles, it kind of works. Let's like work on Go connections to it. And then like, he just takes it and like, oh, look, it's all clean now. It looks all pretty.
Wait, so you're saying prior to the hackathon, you didn't know Rust? No. Was there a lot of like YouTube tutorials like mid hackathon, like how to Rust 101?
I sat next to Yehan and basically 2 computers, and we were like going back and forth, and he knew Rust and I knew Go, and I was like, it looked kind of like C, kind of. So yeah, no, it was, you know, it was fun. It was exciting. Lots being crammed in the head at once, and yeah, if you write really ugly Rust, it's not that hard to get ugly Rust writing, but writing proper Rust is definitely much harder.
You guys are speaking a different language. He knew Rust, I knew Go, but it looked like C, a match made in heaven.
Yeah, it was funny. Anyways, if you look at CosmWasm repo and contracts, there's a thing called Hackatom. It's our like first test contract. It's been there since like version 0.1. And that was based, if you go back there, it was actually a contract that Yehan wrote there, and it's been refined, and we've added more features to it. But like that core logic, that same core logic that we did. And I was actually, Gregory from Regen proposed. He said, what's the first contract? He said, hey, it's escrow. We have, you know, I'll send money to you, and there is an arbiter basically that will control whether or not it's released to the beneficiary or returned to you. I said, okay, cool, we'll do that. That's contract number 1. We do that. And that was his design, and that same contract you're using for testing all the contracts since day 1.
Is a lot of the blockchain space, is it just made in sprints as far as like, all right, hackathon, work for 30 days as fast as we can, and then do you guys just take a month off? You go to Puerto Rico like Sonny. I'm assuming he's vacationing there, right? He's just hanging out during this upgrade. I feel like that's how it is. It's like an outsider, though. You know what I mean?
I think innovation happens. I think actually right away, innovation happens like that. There's a lot of stuff that someone just like goes crazy, or a couple of people are crazy for a week. You write something and like, you can see it. You go from like, I have an idea to like, there's something that kind of works. Don't push it hard, but it kind of works. And we can actually see what the idea is, and it actually works. And once you've done that once, and like, it's like shooting the moonshot. Say, hey, we've shot a rocket to the moon. Now let's figure out how to get people on the moon and get them back without dying, right? That becomes engineering part. But that moonshot usually is this crazy like inspiration. And then once you've done that, it's like, okay, let's go and spend the hard work for another 2 months actually figuring out how to like get someone there without crashing in the moon. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of this combination of the two.
There's a good question from Paul in that context to Sonny, how you pulled an all-nighter to build Ion before the launch of Osmosis.
Yeah, that was also kind of like a hackathon. So, okay, I used to participate in a lot of hackathons like in college because they were really fun. But I was always like skeptical of whether they had any like real world value of like, you know, the type of programming you do it. Okay, I guess like, you know, the boredness of you know, CosmWasm is an example of something where it maybe did also have some real world value. But for me, it was like, you know, like, does any real software development happen in like these like 48-hour sprints with no sleep. Like this is not a real world skill until Osmosis launch week, and I was like, okay, that was a real world skill. Like being able to like stay. I think that entire Osmosis launch week, I got maybe a total of like 12 hours that entire week. There was like one night where I got a good 8 hours of sleep, and then every other night there was like 3 hours, and one night there was like an hour, and then like 2 nights with no sleep at all. And like, so the Osmosis, the Ion one was definitely one of the nights where, I don't know, we were just like not a lot of sleep, and then we're just like sitting around, like, I don't know what we were waiting on something, and we were just talking about, so what happened was during that launch week, there was like test nets for Osmosis that we needed, right? And it's an AMM, so obviously on a test net, we need 2 tokens in which to test the AMM. And so we'd always put in this Osmo token, and we'd put in a second token just called Ions, just because, it's just a fun name. I like the name. It was one of the options for what we were originally going to call the actual token. We went with Osmo, but then we were like, we're just looking at the testnet file. We're like, hey, and we're starting to put together the mainnet Genesis file. And we're like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we just added this to the mainnet file Genesis as well? And we just started talking about it. We're like, what is this thing going to be? And we're like, we don't know. Maybe it'll be like the Unisocks of Osmosis or something like that. Maybe there'll be some swag that people get. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But let's just do it and let the community. Some people will figure out something to do with it. And so we just, and yeah, that night, I proposed this like distribution. I think, Dave was a little bit skeptical about it. He was like, yeah, I'm going to go sleep instead. Cause he didn't do as many hackathons as me. So he wasn't as used to the,
he's not seasoned.
He's a much better developer than me, like much, much better. But I think I'm a better sleepless developer.
He needs his 8 hours. He needs his babies. Yes. I respect that. I don't look like this when I wake up. All right. This takes a lot of effort.
So I was like, look, no, I promise by the time you wake up. And so he's like, all right, this is a silly idea. Like, we don't have time for this. I'm like, no, don't worry. I'm going to pull an all-nighter. I'm going to get this done. I'll figure out the distribution. I'm going to put it in the Genesis file. By the time you wake up, it'll be done. We don't have time for this. Like,
I think we're getting some feedback from somebody in here. I don't know who. All right. Let me go ahead and play that all back for you. You've been up all night. You've been up for weeks. You only got 12 hours sleep, and you were like, fuck it, let's add another token. Let's add another thing to this. And you guys, Fry over here is like, I'm making CosmWasm in 48 hours. We've left it up to the community. We've left it up to them for 6 months to figure out what to do with Ion. They haven't figured it out. They're clearly not hackathoners, all right? We're more of a slow brew, slow marinade. I still don't own any Ion. Should I own Ion? Should I not say that on the live stream? I haven't bought any Ion. I thought it was really expensive because it didn't do anything.
I told it to you,
super expensive, right? And it doesn't do anything. He did. He was like, I'm buying Ion. I haven't bought any Ion. I don't own any Ion. If anyone wants to airdrop me an Ion, I would be forever grateful. Clawback an Ion.
From proposal to give Coney 1 Ion.
I just give me an Ion, and I will never stake it, or I'll never sell it. I'll frame it on my wall. I'll frame the mint scan on my wall. Just
we have a proposal that we're working on.
These are pretty for sure. Have you seen these atoms? Okay. Back in 2019, these atoms, like actual metal coins with like a one atom. They were like a code back there for one atom on them, and they're pretty these like heavy little metal coins. 1819. Mm-hmm. It would be awesome make those in ions, like printed actual physical ions with like a mnemonic behind it on the back. If you open it, the mnemonic, and that mnemonic will have one ion if you open it.
Mm-hmm.
I met some guy at Masari who was like making like ETH and Bitcoin like paper. They were like dollars, and he figured out the material so it could go through the wash. I feel like that's something that fiat needs to do. It needs to be able to go through the wash. That's something they don't talk about. But strip clubs need a token. They need an asset. You can't make it rain with physical items. And I feel like he's solving that issue, So I think there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place to have a physical item that could represent a digital one. So when are we getting the physical ions? I would like to frame it on my wall. Hold on to it forever. Treasure it.
I don't know.
Yo, Eddie, DK Ion is asking if that's Wasmongton behind you.
Oh, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's my dad. So proud. Did people even?
I want to make one thing clear to everybody who's watching this. I know we build it as a clawback party, and it's just like 6 dudes having a chat, which totally fine. We did have we have like music. Coney has all this music, all this stuff, and we were going to ideally bring more Osmonauts up onto the stage on Discord. We just ran into a little bit. We got a little ahead of ourselves, I think. We thought that this would mesh more easily, so we had some technical difficulties, but we absolutely do want to have and hear from Osmonauts. So we are following your comments. It's easier to follow them on YouTube, I guess, because that's where it's easier to hear and see this. But like, we are 100% committed to making that work in future events. And also, if you guys drop stuff into the no mic chat on Discord, we have an eye on it, and we'll if you have questions, we can shoot them out there. But I don't want to stop this whole I don't want to the term I'm going to use is not family friendly. So I don't want to stop this. Yeah, I want to say it, but I'm not going to say it. I just don't want to stop.
We are a family. Don't give us that no family friendly stuff. We are a family. We're Osmonauts. We're a subsect of Cosmonauts. And gravity can't keep us down. Damn it.
Exactly. Thank you. Thanks for stopping me from saying it. So this is a healthy internal rap session, and I don't want to kill the vibe, but I do want to say that Osmonauts, we're going to announce the 3rd place winner at the very least now, just because like whatever, we've been making you wait. So can we get Coney, can we get a drum roll or a pre-announcement, some audio here? Okay, without further ado, we have the 3rd place winner of the USD value of the community pool after Clawback. This is at the epoch after I'm sorry, the block after epoch, if I'm not mistaken. Today is, here we go, Hanjin. The handle on Telegram is HANJINDE, wins 69 Osmos. Yeah.
69 Osmos.
Huge. 69 Osmos. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Did you mention the block height?
What the block height
where the transfer happened was 2,397,435. Query it and look it up.
What denomination is this? What are we talking about?
That's the block height that Osmosis was at when the transfer went through.
So the transfer went through. Is this the biggest epoch that we've ever had? Is this the bulkiest one? Is this the thickest one? I don't know how the internet works. Don't ask me about
thickest epoch award.
Is this the thickest epoch? The thickest.
Oh, it just reminded me there was another bet that was going on, which it seems between Dave and Unity about whether we would break 10 million transactions before the clawback, so before the 6-month point. But it looks like we're about 36,000 transactions short.
Oh,
so
that's not that many.
It's not that many, but.
All right, so if I tell 2 friends and you tell 2 friends and you tell 2 friends and so on and so
who won the bet though?
I think Unity.
Oh, the
nice. Yeah, I always feel like Unity's got her finger on the pulse. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's tough. It's tough, Dave. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, maybe next time. So we got Hudson. Is that you on Discord? Are you the third? Yeah. Are you the 3rd place winner? Well, either way, we can also. I would just say that since we have 3 T-shirts and our intention to give them away to other Osmonauts, we can let us know your size, and also if you're gonna have to give us an address. I mean, we're not just gonna hand deliver it to you on a street corner somewhere. So, but you can work that all out with Eddie Dynamic Manic on Discord. So congratulations, Hanjin, for guessing, and the guess, the dollar value guess that Hanjin guessed was $246,308,541 worth of community pool at the mentioned block height, which, you know, great guess. You know, third best guess in the entire.
Wait, what was the on target number? Are we allowed to broadcast?
No, we're not revealing that yet. We're almost there. That's when we get to first place.
This is
exciting.
Second place. I feel like we should let's just throw it all at like a Marvel style Wasmington film, like hour and a half long, heavy CGI, Robert Downey Jr. I think we can all afford it.
Well, I mean, that would be a definitely not, I guess, an airdrop. I don't know what you call that. Blockbuster.
A blockbuster drop. What celebrity is going to play Wasmington though? Who's going to be our lead?
Not Kevin Costner is all I'm going to say.
Waterworld was amazing. What are you talking about?
Dude, Waterworld tanked. Waterworld didn't Waterworld like completely crash at the box office?
I don't like the land, all right? I don't like the way it moves.
Well, look, I'm all about water and the process of osmosis, for sure. I'm just anyway. So
moving on.
I feel like with Sunny, there was some couple of things I want to insert in here. That's not the right verb, but like you guys are talking about the productivity and the beauty of hackathons, and also the necessity of Club Mate. And I feel like one of the things that when people look at this community pool and they're like, why don't we just airdrop this to everybody who's staking? And one of the things that to me gives me hope about the future of osmosis is taking the community pool. We already gifted funds to Cosmoverse and Cryptocito, right? To sponsor Cosmoverse. And like, I just want to connect the dots here. Cause like Ethan was just talking about how he and Sunny were talking about this at Cosmoverse, you know, making this thing happen. And like the bringing together of brilliant minds and of, you know, interested parties is like, I think that's how we grow. That's one of the big ways of how we grow and innovate, you know, in terms of being like the most innovative interchain AMM. That's people, bro. I mean, it's protocol plus people. So I feel like using the pool to make the next year's Cosmoverse as epic as possible is a good investment as well. You know, I think using the pool, we used it to form 2 DAOs, and I know people are like, "What are the DAOs doing?" Like a couple weeks ago, we went to DecentralCon Miami with the marketing DAO and with Sunny, with a few people from the customer support DAO, and we like got the word out to hundreds of folks. You know, met people who want to build, who want to integrate with osmosis. It's like the combination of the protocol and the proposals and the governance and the community interactions, along with these real life in-person events, you know, and like creative events like hackathons where people are problem solving. We can invest the pool in all those sorts of things. In addition to that, like an integration with Confio, it's like our you know, it's our gas tank of potential growth. You know, and I just think to look at it that way, that whatever, we'll figure out exactly what it was. And we're hoping, you know, as the price of Osmo perhaps increases or what have you, that 246 million can grow with it. And that gives us just more to invest in dope stuff and bringing on people from the community, from all different walks, you know, levels, anything that can really contribute value. We need it. So anyway, that's my little speech.
I was just reading through the comments and I heard you saying like, we're going to give the funds to Cryptocito. So I was like, oh yeah, sure. No, I mean, honestly, I mean, it's so cool to see that, you know, the Cosmoverse was the first, probably one of the first, maybe the first, at least partially DAO sponsored event, right? From the community. Literally, we came, and it's not just me, we had a team, right? Yuri and Fabi from DeFi Times, Basil, who is now working with me on Cryptocito. Then we have Zach and Lukas, right? Well, there was a team behind from the community, but then to get also funding from the community, from the Osmosis community to make this happen. This was literally the deal breaker to make the second day, right? Because before we did the proposal, we were like, okay, this is going to be a 1-day event. And then we just had so much demand and people like, okay, we want to come, we want to speak. Like, man, we can't just do this for 1 day, right? People literally flying in from Korea, from Hong Kong, right? Making quarantines on the way back for 2 weeks. Like, you don't want to fly in for just 1 day. So the Osmosis DAO sponsorship was the deal breaker for the second day. And I think next year we can do even cooler things with more actual preparation time this time.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe this is a good time to talk about a little bit about the proposal that Fry just put up on Commonwealth. Yeah, Fry, maybe you want to talk. Did you already talk about that? Maybe if I wasn't.
A little bit. So I'll just talk about what CosmWasm can do. So honestly, 246, well, that was close. If 246 million is close, that's huge. That's huge. That's like what ICF has. I think ICF has basically, built out the hub, focus on the hub. So having that pool collectively to build up an ecosystem around Osmosis is enormous. That's huge, and to use it wisely. So I'm very happy to, it was great talking to Sunny, and then he's like, oh, we have cool ideas, and hey, we can fund you too. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. You actually pay, and we can build. I like building cool stuff, right? And people using my cool stuff. So it sounds really cool, and ideas basically building a platform. So as far as Sunny might clarify his ideas, how it can apply, but say you have this DEX, and we integrate CosmWasm on top, and we integrate it so any contract can use the DEX as a primitive. And the DEX can then use those tokens to trade those tokens, right? And you start building it out there. And that's like the first level you go there. And then you start building stuff on top of it. So you can imagine, I don't know if I can spill too much here, but one idea is, look at DeFi protocols, a bunch of protocols out there, right? You can have a lending protocol, you can have a stable coin, and they need to liquidate. They're going to, anything that has collateral. All these DeFi protocols have collateral. They need to liquidate. Hey, if they have a DEX right next to them with all the liquidity they need, they can liquidate right there. It's super nice, right? And then, hey, maybe yield funding stuff, and then the DEX can just invest some money into this yield funding protocols, and then return investments. It's like a nice virtuous cycle. Then you talk about super fluid, adding super fluid to these DeFi protocols on top of it, right? Like not just for the native stuff, but also for the contracts as well. And I'm like, there's this huge amount of stuff you can go because you really, that boundary, like you have this boundary of like, okay, if CosmWasm, you have native code, right? And if you're able to really get tight integration there, it's almost fluid, like you're going back and forth, and you allow the core team of Osmosis to build out this core components in Go. All the stuff that you need to actually have in Go, the whole DEX stuff, also anything that happens automatically on the begin block, there's certain privileged operations that need to happen in Go. And then other people, third-party people, can launch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different protocols. And maybe you have different fundings to fund, build protocol A, B, and C on top of it. And it's not just the core Osmosis team. We can get 5 other teams building other protocols on top of them, funded, and they can deploy them. And then you say, okay, now we're going to add permissions to, we then are going to fund your DEX, we're going to fund you somehow. We can build out and expand it. So these privileged operations are the core team, and they can then expand a lot more. And one thing I think is great for CosmWasm is you don't need to have everything in one binary and privileged. You can allow lots of different dev teams collaborate on one thing. And so not just like competing, but collaborating. If the community pool is like investing in them and they're all tied to Osmosis, it's not like 5 protocols competing on it, but kind of Osmosis picking a few protocols they think are really important and then having them integrated. So it's really like, we'll get 3 or 4 dev teams building on top of us and work with them. And I think it can be a really amazing thing to make a full stack DEX one-stop shop.
Yeah. So if we look at like, so currently there's been a lot of people who've been like, expressed interest in building these protocols that like leverage Osmosis. There have been people who want to build ETF protocols, lending protocols, like yield aggregators, like NFT games that involve Osmosis liquidity pools. And so like, we can look at like the history of, or sort of like the development of Terra over time, right? So Terra started off as this like base application with just the stablecoin, and then there were these protocols that wanted to make use of the stablecoin, such as Anchor and Mirror, and then from there it slowly grew into this like ecosystem. And sort of we can imagine something similar happening with Osmosis, where like we have this like base core protocol, which is the DEX, and that's what our team is really focused on, like improving and making better and better. But then from there, we want to make sure that there's this ability for other people to start coming on and building stuff. And Terra did this using CosmWasm, but they actually have this sort of weird, outdated version of CosmWasm that's currently not even IBC compatible and all this stuff. Meanwhile, what we have here is the opportunity to take the team that actually literally built and designed CosmWasm is wants to help bring the true vision of CosmWasm to Osmosis and full IBC compatibility and having it integrate seamlessly with the native system. And so I think this is such a really cool opportunity for Osmosis to become this really great premier CosmWasm development environment. And so Fry's team basically has submitted a proposal. It's just up for review. It's up to the community to decide whether they want to go for it. But basically, they've requested 750,000 Osmo from the community pool, which at first sense, yes, that sounds like a lot of money, right? But we should also just keep in mind that we also just got 40 million Osmo in the community pool, or 32 million Osmo in the community pool, and to the community pool, we have to think about imagine Osmosis becomes going from just this application to becoming this platform. How much value add this can be to the Osmosis system as a whole. And so Fry's team is not only going to be doing so they split it up into sort of two deliverables, one of which is just the baseline adding CosmWasm to Osmosis, but then the second is actually building in sort of custom integrations of the DEX into CosmWasm. So some things that some examples would be, we want to basically make it easy for one is CosmWasm integrations, but also interesting IBC integrations. So we will be able to allow apps or DAOs or whatever on other chains to make swaps on Osmosis, or do bonding transactions on Osmosis, or even allow Osmosis TWAP data, price data, to act as an oracle that can be sent out to other chains. And so this is a lot of the baseline work that will need to be done in order to allow this Osmosis platform vision to come to fruition.
Well,
so
I'm excited.
If you ask me how I vote on this proposal, it would be a Sorry, someone asked me to drop in the comments.
Oh yeah, a lot of people asked to do that. So here we go.
I feel like the too long didn't read of that was buy Osmo, stake Osmo, and buy Ethan Fry and the Osmosis team as many club mates as they fucking need. All right, because we're going up.
I think we should. So we've gone a little bit over here, and I'm being trolled a little bit on Telegram about it, but that's okay. It's going to happen. It's part of the community. It's part of the lifestyle. We have. I know that those of you who are on Discord, we've announced all the winners have been announced, but for people that aren't on Discord, has it been announced on in the chat on YouTube? We're going to get our ducks in a line for the next one. But look, we got second place, just in case no one has seen it. Tony 072, that's at TONTJI, wins 150 Osmo. You might even have it in your wallet already. We have one of our admins is doing the transactions, so look out for it. And then congratulations, Tony guessed the total amount would be $500,250. Jeez, it's a lot of loot. Great guess, Tony. Second best guess that we got. So that's pretty awesome. Can we get an applause break for that, Tony?
Congratulations, Tony.
Well played, Tony. And if you have an address that or a PO box, or I don't know, a hole in the ground in the desert that the post office will deliver a T-shirt to, let us know. Reach out to Eddie or me, and we'll send you one. And then our first place winner, without further ado, gotta give a big up to Dobson, user 16693032. 7-3. I don't think that's a coincidence.
No, his handle is at Dobson.
Okay, at Dobson. I guess it's you. That's the username on Discord, maybe, because those are.
Yeah, I think the bot spit that out because like a bot took in all the guesses and then spit out.
There's always bots throwing these 69s in here.
How much does Dobson get?
Dobson gets the big chunk of 420 Osmo that we have gifted to the
201.
201 Osmo.
Wow!
So yeah, Space Odyssey 201. Congratulations, Dobson. You guessed 246,780,000 even, and that was the closest guess. That was the closest guess. That's the actual amount is 246,644,764.71 in fiat value.
How many Club Mates can we buy with that?
Dude, that's like at least
you can buy a private island from that. Somebody was proposing that to buy an Osmosis private island, and we can throw parties there.
We could buy Ibiza. We could buy our own island off the coast of Portugal, plus probably a lifetime supply of Club Mate.
Club Mate. Oh.
But the truth is that we don't have to do that. We can now use this as a community to bring on awesome projects and functionality. The stuff that it has attracted, I think, all of us to Osmosis to begin with. Which is like the questions that the dev team, that Sunny and all of the dev team have been asking. Could we do this? And then doing their own private hackathons of actually doing it. I mean, this whole thing came about as a result of a hackathon, right? So like, this is funding the
Hackathon 5.
Right. So like, I think the basic idea of it is we continue to use the community pool to keep the hackathon going, right, and expanding, bringing on like what Ethan, Mr. Fry was talking about the CosmWasm allows us to bring on other dev teams that can work with the core dev team, because we absolutely need more people to help build. We can't just add more responsibilities onto the core people. We need to decentralize. That's the decentralization process. To anyone who's like, why the hell this is a failed party? It's 6 dudes. Look, this is our first attempt at doing this. I promise you, we'll be back and we can bring you all onto either StreamYard. We'll figure this out. Okay. First step, we made it.
I have a live stream later on Instagram. Actually, I'm trying to figure it out also to stream it elsewhere, but with the Latinas. So if you're not happy with the 6 dudes here, I think you should tune in later. So it's gonna be in Spanish, but
oh my gosh! So it's gonna be like a Despacito version.
It's gonna be the real Despacito. Back to
How many languages do you speak?
Well, I learned a lot. I don't know how many I speak fluent, but Spanish is pretty good. So yeah, because I lived there for a while, right? So that's the best way to learn.
We're gonna learn from you, Cryptocito. I do want to just say, like, this may feel like a plug or whatever, but like, so the community support DAO invested in this, bringing people together. Getting this set up, working with Cryptocito, working with Coney Daddy, getting the sound effects. This particular Clawback party. I'll admit it's not the greatest party on earth, but like we got together. That's what matters, and we'll do it again. It is the coolest freaking stream party I've been to in months. So I'm cool. I'm good with it. I do want to have more Osmonauts, on stage sharing their voices. I will say 100% that the community support DAO promised like a town hall call on a regular basis. I think it was a monthly. It's taken us a little bit longer to get our, started. We didn't realize that basically with each of these DAOs, you kind of have to start up a small company. You're not just like signing transactions immediately. You're like, oh, we need an entity to pay people and pay fiat to vendors. Like, I'll be like, hey, you guys are an internet company. Do you accept Osmo? No, bro, not yet. So we have a lot of problems that we've had to be solving. But I can just say as a really quick snapshot, if you're wondering what the community support DAO has been doing, we have 10 admins on our staff now. We added at least 5, and then we took on the ones that were previously working for the foundation. So we're paymasters, I guess. That was one of my actually favorite days in all of my crypto degeneracy was paying 10 admins, signing the transactions, compensating people in crypto is the best feeling on earth. So that's one thing that we want. I would love to multiply across, Osmosis, across the really value adding decentralized orgs that we launch, like expand that, expand the base, expand the developers, like what Ethan's talking about, expand the people that can help us with marketing, that can help us with customer community tech support. We got to do that. I mean, it's not like we're not going to turn into a sex. And by that, I mean a centralized exchange, but like we have to compete. We compete with them. We compete with whatever banks, with ETH. We need people. So we brought on admins. We've invested in this. We invested in the DecentralCon, which was definitely a big learning experience and got the word out. We've invested in a number of community members. Stevie Woof who types up the summary notes of the updates from the lab calls that we do every week. We've given grants to Kitch, who's a community member who created a bunch of awesome 3D animations and graphics. If you look at our Twitter handle and stuff, that's our graphic. So like what we've said in the support DAO is like, who can we support? There you go.
Who did
exactly.
that?
Who can we support? We're asking that question every day. Who can we support? Who's adding value to the zone? Who can we incentivize? The same way that Osmosis incentivizes investors to contribute liquidity. We want to contribute. We want to do contribution mining, governance mining. That's where I'm coming from. So anyway, thank you everybody for coming onto the show. Sonny, Ethan, like you're being here, it means a ton to a lot of Osmonauts to just hear this inside, like really the ground level shit of like how CosmWasm was created, and that we can get the creators of CosmWasm to build a custom integration on Osmosis. To hear from Sonny, like how this is going to help his team fucking sprint and really grind on the stuff that they need to do so other people can do the other stuff. And like, this should be the beginning of many, many projects we can do with CryptoCito, Coney Daddy, and anyone else who comes to us and is like, hey, we want to get the word out. We want to educate people about how fucking awesome Osmosis is. Let's LFG.
Hell yeah.
100%, man. Yeah. And I feel like the Osmosis community is very sophisticated. They're reflecting a lot. They have a very open mindset. So that's one of the key things that I love about basically the entire Cosmos community is that everyone is pretty open, pretty chill. There's not much tribalism. Of course, there's sometimes heated discussions, but I think after all, we're still in the same boat, right? And who doesn't love, claiming the daily rewards and playing around with these things? And
absolutely,
we're all in the same boat. So.
Yeah, but like you said, like the debates, like let's do it on the Commonwealth. We need to work. We probably do have to just get some habits, of like let's chop it up on the Commonwealth, and then we go on chain with the proposals. I think once we figure some of that stuff out, because we're sewing our parachute as we we've jumped off the cliff. We're sewing our parachute as we go down. Like so, there's going to be some bumps, but like what we all love about Osmosis is that it launched, right? Like it didn't have all the features or all the tokens. It just went. And then they're building it. And I feel like gut level, like all the DAOs, everything that spins out from Osmosis, we're going to try to go as fast, and as like reasonably as possible, and then iterate.
Look at the comments, man. Like somebody's saying, I literally quit my job because of you guys. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
So fucking awesome, right?
I definitely did quit my job because of them. That was
I've literally turned down jobs to be a part of this, and I don't even fully know what I'm going to be doing exactly. I mean, I'm on the DAO, but we're figuring it out. So like that's how much whatever people believe in this. There's hopium. Those of us who've been in crypto for a long time. those of us who've been in crypto for a long freaking time, like, oh, what do they say? When Osmo hits $100, Coney Daddy should just be Daddy.
I'm excited for that.
Is that going to happen, Coney?
One is that we believe. I believe in the tech and the team. You know, the teams that have assembled around this DEX, this AMM, and that's as much as you can. You know, as much as we can ask for. And like, the question now is, what can we create?
I feel like what all you guys are saying, and Sonny, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like the whole mantra behind the space, though, is this is the Osmosis lab. We're doing experimental things. We're figuring it out as we go along. And I think that kind of extends just, past the overall app itself into everybody else that's surrounding the space. For sure. But it's a fun ride. I'm loving it. And I'm just a guy on the sidelines for pretty much. What a wild
awesome
ride. I can't wait for my first hackathon. And I really can't wait for my first Club Mate. My heart will probably fail, it sounds like. But you know what? Live it up.
I hope that like once we get in the clear from all this this global pandemic and all this stuff, that we can have more bigger inclusive events for the community. I think that like throwing a party online is like a great concept, and I think we can level up on this. But like eventually, I hope we have a Cosmoverse that's like I'm not saying it's got to be Coachella, but like get some. The more people, real people together, out in addition to the virtual aspect, to me is also an exciting potential. So there's a lot ahead of us, a lot down the road. May we all one day be able to cheers with a Club Mate, and
I think it makes a huge difference to see each other in person. Does. So I hope I hope we have also in the future more like community meetups. Like. Back in 2018, I used to live in China for a year, and there were so many like specific events for this project or that project, right? Obviously now in the past 2 years, it's been really hard, but I hope this comes back. We're going to have Osmosis meetup in Lisbon and one in Puerto Rico and one in whatever, Berlin. So really excited for these times.
China, Central America, Lisbon, Germany. Fuck, Pitbull, you're Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, you are.
Global.
Look, dude, that's a great. I mean, I think as in terms of the vision of like whatever 2022, 2023 for the DAOs is like, let's drive, meetups, people actually getting together, not just virtual parties and stuff, but like real parties in different places. People can celebrate and share ideas. I'm all for that. So like, there's a ton of things that we can be investing in addition to people and staff and adding admins and doing eventual live in-person events. All these conferences and stuff, they're like big supercharging events for us getting on the same page as well. So we can use the wisdom of Ethan and of Sonny and of other player of CryptoCito. Like, I mean, if anything, I know I talk a lot and that can be irritating as fuck, but like hearing from and dialoguing with other people and hearing the community's ideas. I mean, I try not to be too wedded to what I think is best, but like when somebody mentions something that is dope, that is a great idea, we all acknowledge it and we want to use it. That's what I think also is part of the strength of this community is like people are like have great ideas, and there's a great idea doesn't matter who produced it. Like we thank you for it.
Aren't you in LA, Coney?
Oh, I'm in LA. I see Max right now. Yeah, we should totally do a conference here in LA.
Yeah, do an LA one.
Just a little bar meetup, just like get astronauts, cosmonauts, whatever, blue friends, whoever you want, get them together, and then here's one in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
Dude, man, I endorse those ideas. Getting people together to celebrate and problem solve and try and come up with, what can we are investors in the DEX. Like the one thing I love about the core team is that, and Sonny, is that they've been open-minded and been like, what are your ideas? What do you think? Someone cops in the Telegram is like, you know what? I think you should show the USD value next to, in the IBC assets. Boom. Josh or somebody, implements it onto the DEX. The fact that the team has been open, and kind of receptive, and that people listen is like, it's very heartening that Jamie Dimon ain't doing that. I don't know why I just compared Sonny to Jamie Dimon, but I think I could just safely say, well, whatever. I don't know him personally, but anyway, that to me is what gives me hope about Web 3.0. If I understand what it is, it's just the ability for there to be a dialogue and us to participate in creating the technology that we use in some way, and not just be used by it and have our data farmed out to corporations. All right. I feel like I think we've hit the limit here. We went an extra half hour over.
No, but I think this has been awesome, and the community is also saying like this was great. So I think time just flew by for everybody.
Good. I really hope so. And in terms of getting the community together and hearing from more Osmonauts, we are planning a community town hall. We're going to do it this month, but because of the holidays and everything, it's kind of a clusterfuck. So January, first week of January, we will announce the exact date, but it will be the first week of January. We are having a community town hall. We are looking at the future and kind of what do we really need to whatever, run a full marathon, and really crank. So we will likely be coming back and looking at our funding needs for the next year. And looking at what we want to build. There's a ton of stuff on the plate. So please stay tuned. You can follow each of us on the socials, on Twitter, and obviously in the Telegram, it'll be announced. And we'll hopefully have a healthy community dialogue and presentation in first week of January. Thank you everybody for showing up.
Jump in also in I think it's in 4 hours to the live stream that I have in Spanish, because I'll also introduce Osmosis, obviously, right? So everybody who's Spanish speaking, tune in there. It's not going to be a
hablas español.
Sí, hablamos español para la comunidad de LATAM. Yeah, this has been great. Also, thanks for putting this together, Kevin and Eddie. I think he's right now not here anymore, but this has been great. Thanks for having us, Coney. Absolute legend. When do we see more episodes of the Yellow Wire? By the way, when is that coming?
I partied too hard in Lisbon. Don't worry about it.
The Yellow Wire is coming back.
I scouted so many areas to shoot, and then I just ended up partying too hard in Lisbon. And
one too many.
There's proof. There's actually
one too many club mates, bro.
It's part of the. It's just my life, It's just my life.
I saw very exclusive scenes from the after party at CosmWasm with Coney and also the Blue Friends, the Blue Friend gang with Dan, right? So
DVP and Dan.
DVP and Dan. It's coming. It will come soon. So stay tuned for that.
I'm excited for that, and definitely tune into the updates. I mean, I co-host the updates from the lab with Eddie and Sonny. I know this week Sonny had another podcast going on. I know that we're probably going to share that. It sounds like it was an intense, exciting discussion that he had. So we are definitely planning on building a lot out of those updates conversations and keeping these conversations going and opening them up more and more to the community. So thank you everybody for coming to this first attempt at throwing an online party. And thank you, Ethan and Sonny, for taking time out of your busy days to enlighten us on what you're doing and this proposal 101. And yeah, Cryptocito, Coney Daddy, follow them, subscribe to the YouTube, hit the alert button, do smash all the likes.
All of that. And, I hate saying it. I never say it, but do it.
That's
what you gotta do.
It's these are people that are actually bringing a lot of knowledge and value to the community and educate. Creating a platform for that superfluid staking, presentation in Lisbon is that's priceless to me. Such a huge, what is it? There's a Steve Jobs quote where he's like, you could become a professional, ballet dancer, or you could build a studio where professional ballet dancers, stay great. And I feel like part of what Osmosis has the potential to do is become a platform for a lot of really dope protocols and dApps and, in addition to all the swapping and liquidity providing. And so I look forward to seeing that grow.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for having me here. It was great being here. Great
Thank
seeing
you,
guys.
Sunny, for being here. Ethan, absolute legends. Kevin, Coney. We'll see you. We'll do this again one time. This was great.
And thank you all the community members in the chat and everything who've chimed in. We really appreciate it. I'll be going back and reading all the comments and then replying to you hours later. But don't hate me. And thanks everybody. Thanks everybody who helped make this happen as well. A lot of people behind the scenes. Thank you. Thank you guys.
All right. Take care.